What is the one quality that you possess that makes you think that you can walk out here and come into the ring and face the very best in the business? Ruthless aggression.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to... Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, I have my John Cena filter on. One second, let me turn it off. There we go. Okay, so hello everybody, and welcome to reviewing John Cena's 5 best matches in all of his career. So the way I was able to figure out these 5 matches is that I looked at 2 lists. One from cagematch.net, which is a wrestling database, and then a second one from WWE.com from 2012, listing Cena's best matches ever. So I compiled those lists and gave them respective point values, looking at the top 10, where I gave the 10th best 1 point, the 9th best 2 points, and so on and so forth, where the best match got 10, and then the top 5 matches were the ones I watched and reviewed. There were a few matches that were close but didn't exactly make the cut, and those included versus Triple H at WrestleMania 22 with 7 points, versus Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, at SummerSlam 2013, also with 7 points, versus Umaga at the 2007 Royal Rumble, 7, and then against Randy Orton at Bragging Rights 2009, which received 8 points. Now, 5th place on the list is also 8 points. However, I didn't want to watch 6 matches as it is the top 5 matches. So I eliminated that one because the other match is rated higher on that cage match database I was talking about. Those 5 matches are, in order from at least to most points, versus Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar at the 2015 Royal Rumble with 8 points. Versus CM Punk on Raw in 2013 with 9 points, versus Edge at Unforgiven 2006 with 10 points, versus Shawn Michaels on Raw in 2007 with 10 points, and versus CM Punk at Money in the Bank 2011 with 16 points. Keep in mind, that Punk match at Money in the Bank 2011, widely regarded as one of the best ever, was number 5 on the WWE.com list. Keep in mind, this is 2012, so they don't hate CM Punk yet, but they don't like him that much. I'm probably assuming that that's why it's so low on that list. The Edge match was number 1, as it didn't even appear on Cage Match, and that's why it appeared in this list. So I watched all these matches. I watched them a couple days ago, so I've had some time to think about them and think, oh, was that good? Was that not? And I've compiled my top 5, or ranking of the top 5, and they are as follows. In 5th place, the 5th best match, is versus, drumroll, Shawn Michaels on Raw in 2007. I rated this a 7 out of 10 match. The biggest issue with this match is not that it's a bad match necessarily. It's quite a good match even. This was on an episode of Raw today. I'm sure people would be like, pretty damn good match. The problem with this match is that it's 5 minutes short of an hour long. And a lot of the match is just them going like, and then they lay down for a few minutes. Now, I get it. You're wrestling a long match. But at the same time, when 20 minutes of a 55-minute long match is just you all going like, I don't really get that interested by it. This is what my problem is with Shawn versus Brett at Mania 12, which I did a review on quite a while ago, if you want to go watch that, where I think the match is just too long to be good. And, obviously back then it was great, moonsaults and everything. But that's the only good spot in like the whole match, and the pace is like first 5 minutes, amazing, let's go, and the same can go for this match, and then the rest of it is just try the finisher, reversal, and then the last 5 minutes it picks up again, the match ends. Like, I want to like the match, but I can't like it enough based on how long it is and just not a lot of quality coming from it. 5th place on the list for me. In 4th place, I have placed Edge at Unforgiven 2006 with a 7.5 out of 10 rating. This match is actually a pretty solid match. I enjoyed it. It's a TLC match or a ladders match. I think it's just TLC. And there is the spinner title hanging above the ring. It was in the highlights package at the beginning of this video, which I professionally edited. It was my first time ever doing that. So leave it down in the comments below what you think. I actually don't know how I did. I've asked a few people. They said it was all right, but I really need to know for myself, for people who don't really know me that well. So please leave your comments down below. But as I was saying, this match is actually a pretty entertaining match. The ending spot where Edge gets thrown into the two tables is really cool. And then throughout the match, they're doing some pretty decent pacing. The match is only about 26 minutes long, which I think is a perfect match length. My ideal match type is somewhere between 17 and 27 minutes long. I feel that is a good amount of time to get what you need, preferably towards the 20-minute mark. But if it's really good, I'm fine with it going over that and getting to develop further. And this match does that perfectly, where it has those spots that it needs, and it also has the rest spots where they're just doing like the and that's cool enough. So it gets number 4 on this list. At the third position, we're jumping up a point and a half versus Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar at the 2015 Royal Rumble. I gave this match a 9 out of 10. I really like how this match is structured because it's Lesnar and Cena and Rollins, and they all have a decent amount of offense. Lesnar is beating the hell out of both men, especially Cena, which is a flashback, of course, to the previous year's SummerSlam. And he is just beating Cena senseless. And Rollins occasionally pops in like, oh, I'll get a finisher. And then he just gets discarded like a pack of garbage as Mr. Money in the Bank at the time. And then eventually, after quite a long time, they're able to dispose of Lesnar by, I think, putting him through a table. And that leads to a stretcher angle, which is really the only part of this match I don't really like how it ends, because I feel Lesnar could have had at least a little more involvement in the match, because he comes in, beats them all up for a minute, walks around the ring, picks which one he wants to beat up, and that part is great. But then once he goes through the table, he's down for almost the rest of the match until one thing at the very end. And I didn't like that stretcher angle. If that didn't happen and he was just like downed and slowly getting back to his feet, this probably would have been higher than if he had participated in the ending more. But I get they wanted to have Rollins and Cena interact more, so it wasn't just Lesnar beating the hell out of both. To that ending point, it's really just the last 2 minutes of the match, because Rollins and Cena, they're like, whew, man, we're tired. Slog, slog, slog. Both men kind of are down. And then Lesnar just pops back up from being put on a stretcher, zooms into the ring, 1 F5 to Rollins, 1, 2, 3. He wins the match, retains his WWE title. I think it's a bit of a hot shot of a finish, but the crowd is really good for the match, and it is the highlight of a really bad 2015 Royal Rumble as a whole. So I'm fine with this match. I think it's a great match. I don't know if I'll ever go back to watch it. I think I'll watch it and then just stop when I know there's 2 minutes left of it, because the ending is just a little out of nowhere. It's kind of like the triple threat at Backlash, since that's only like a week ago when this goes out. It's kind of how they were like doing the fight, boom, ending. Boom, just happens. Then you're like, oh, cool. Hey, the match is over. Woo, they won. But you don't really know what to think because it ended so fast. That's why I don't think this match is the best match on this list, but it is number 3. Going on to number 2 now, we have, well, you know that who is going to be against, because the only 2 matches left are against the same guy. Versus CM Punk, obviously, at Money in the Bank 2011. I think this is a 9.5 out of 10 match. This is a really, really good match. I think the ending is a little bit like odd, I guess, because I know Vince hates Punk and he's like, oh, he can't win the title. But I think they didn't need to be involved. John Laurinaitis didn't need to be involved. I think it sets up a great finish to the match, Cena walking right straight into a GTS. However, I didn't think they needed to be there. I know that they're trying to, oh, Punk can't win, Vince hates him. And of course it led to the famous shot, but at the same time, it just wasn't a good part of the match. Everything else was like 10 out of 10, perfect. And then it got to that and it was like 7, and then it popped back up to 10 once Cena got back in the ring. But I felt unnecessary and a little too drawn out, because it lasts for about a minute and a half, and it could have been like 30 seconds. What I think should have happened, if I'm being honest, if they needed to have that, Vince and John start running out, Laurinaitis, not Cena, and then Cena stops Laurinaitis by hitting him. So Cena just rolls out of the ring, boom, smacks him, walks right back in the ring, looks at Vince, no, this is a clean match, walks back, GTS, match ends. But whatever, it already happened. I can't change that. All in all, though, wow, This match is really good. There's a lot of technical work in here. There's some physical work in here. There are a lot of good kickouts, escapes. Punk getting out of the STFU a few times is really good. The STFU also is a really bad finisher, but it looks pretty solid during this match because Cena is able to occasionally lock it in correctly. Because a lot of times Cena, when he locks in the STFU, if the head is right here, he's going like this, and their head is here. So they're not really getting any pressure. But at one time, like in the highlight package I did, like that one time on Randy Orton, when he did this, it was way better. I think he's able to do that for like 5 seconds in this match. But all in all, really, really good. I don't think it's number one. And the hot take, I don't think it's that good because I do think there is a match that one-ups it. We will get to that in 1 second. So that is number 2 on my list. Obviously, you must know the number 1 at this point if you remember everything I said at the beginning. The best match out of these 5 matches, in my opinion, is versus CM Punk on Raw in 2013. I rated this a 9.75 out of 10. I could see it going to a 10, but I have a specific type of match that I really like, and this match wasn't exactly that, but still, woo, this outperforms 2011 because I think it has 2011 to build off of. Because 2011, yeah, you have, oh, Vince hates Punk. Cena and Punk are like complete opposite people. But now in 2013, it's 2 years later, and you can build off of that 2011. Like, oh, Punk got a big win over Cena. Now, can Cena recover? Will Punk keep his dominance going? And who knows what's going to happen. Now, obviously, Cena ended up winning this match of headlining Mania against The Rock, which I also reviewed if you want to go back and check that out. But going into this, they did so much in this match that I didn't expect. Like, it's John Cena. So when you think John Cena, you're like, okay, it's a pretty stereotypical match. He's going to try the 5 moves of doom occasionally, do some decent power moves, occasionally pop up into the sky once or twice. And that happens, but Cena also does a Hurricane Rana in this match, which is really weird for John Cena, and that sets up the finish, if I remember correctly. Because Punk's like standing dazed, Cena jumps up, Hurricane Rana, Punk's like, whoa, what the hell? Cena doesn't do that. Gets picked up, AA, 1, 2, 3. And then earlier on, Punk hits the pile driver, which was an illegal move for years, and then they finally allowed it back for this match, really adding some oomph to this. All in all, this could be a 10 out of 10. I feel there are a few kind of slow points in this match, but where it's just like, ugh, ugh, and a little too stereotypical with the 4 moves of doom because Cena never hits the 5 of them anymore. But insanely good match. We'll definitely watch this again at some point in the future. So to change up my list from the original list, the listing from the original list was Money in the Bank, Raw 07, Unforgiven, Raw 13, Royal Rumble. If you put those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on my list, the order is now 4, 1, 5, 3, 2. 4, 1, 5, 3, 2. That's how I order the personal matches. But, of course, that's just my opinion. What about yours? Make sure you leave yours down in the comments below. Make sure you have a good day, good evening, good night, good morning, good dawn, good dusk, good whatever. Make sure to watch any former or future episodes of this channel. And goodbye.